Hello, everyone. I'm Robyn Grable, the founder of Talents Ascend and the Ascend Collective, and your host for Ascending Beyond Barriers. Welcome. Ascending Beyond Barriers is an inspiring podcast dedicated to showcasing the remarkable journeys of small business founders who have faced and overcome significant challenges on their path to success. Each episode delves into the personal stories of entrepreneurs from diverse backgrounds, highlighting their unique experiences, struggles, and triumphs. I am honored to welcome a powerhouse today. Felicia Jackson is a resident of Chattanooga, Tennessee, a wife, a mother, military veteran spouse, entrepreneur, and inventor of the disposable CPR template known as CPR Wrap. With over 20 years of experience in the medical field and an Associates of Applied Science degree from Chattanooga State College, Felicia transformed a personal family emergency into a life-saving mission. Her innovation, the CPR Wrap, has been featured in Forbes, Business Insider, and Inc. magazine. A Forbes Next 1000 honoree and 2023 Tory Burch Foundation Fellow, Felicia continues to expand CPR Wrap's reach, partnering with hospitals, schools, and organizations to make CPR more accessible and less intimidating for everyone, myself included. Thank you so much, Felicia, for being here. Thank you. I'm just so, we talked offline about what you're doing, and I have 5 grand cherubs, and I'm so happy to see something like this out there that can help people. But let's start with your military, because we love to help promote military spouses, and thank you for wearing that uniform because it's important and it's usually thankless a lot of the time. So how was that experience for you?
Yes, so we do the hard work behind the scenes, right?
Yes, you
My
do.
husband,
Absolutely. I should say we. I was a former military spouse, so I know.
right. My husband, he's retired from the Army, and it was amazing. He went early while we were right after high school, and yeah. So
Wow.
I know. We did everything early. So I'm so proud of him and what he's accomplished, and I'm happy that I was able to go along with him.
Yeah, good for you. Now, a lot of military spouses become entrepreneurs because of the frequent moves and all of that. Is that what started? I know there's a family emergency that kind of started it, but was it also being a military spouse and the career and just trying to find something you could take with you? Was that a catalyst at all for you?
Right. So, doing things like that, I was so used to doing things a lot, on my own, in addition to the things that my husband, actually, taught me. We were self-sufficient. And I know not only got that from growing up, in my own personal family, with my mom and father, but when I did meet my husband, it was like, he's a go all in type of person. And he does a lot of things on his own. So I think that did translate into me eventually becoming an entrepreneur and eventually inventing CPR Wrap. Definitely.
Wow. So tell us about that. At the risk of me tearing up, because these personal family emergency stories, especially if it has anything to do with kids, will always make me tear up. But tell us what happened and what caused you to create this wonderful product.
Right. So we have 3 children, 2 girls and 1 boy, our only boy. And we live in a world where we're mostly reactive and not proactive. I always thought it'll never happen to me. It'll never happen to me.
Right.
But, one day we were traveling down the road, enjoying our day, beautiful day, summertime. And I worked in a hospital at that time. I was CPR certified, trained in first aid, all of that good stuff. And so we were driving. My son at the time was 2 years old. And I look back, they call me the helicopter mom because I'm forever looking back, checking on him all the time. And I look back and I noticed that he was trying to cry. I knew he was in distress, but I didn't know what type of distress. So I yelled to my husband to pull over. Robert, pull over. And we could not get over. It was so heavy. Traffic was heavy that day, I remember. And when we finally made it across, we almost wrecked, but we made it. We both jump out of the car. My son's in his car seat. He runs, gets our son out of the car seat and hands him to me. And I look at my baby's face and I see that, he's choking. I know the signs of choking. He's turning blue. His eyes are rolling back. I'm sorry to be so descriptive. His
Oh
eyes are
gosh.
rolling back into his head, and I'm shaking him. It didn't dawn on me. I forgot everything. Back blows, the things,
Yeah.
all the things, that we're taught.
Yeah.
And I remember shaking him. God, help me, help me. And my husband saw that I wasn't doing anything but crying. And he took our baby out of my
Oh,
hands, and he dislodged what was stuck, and it was candy, in his throat.
oh
My One of my
gosh.
daughters had given him a piece of candy, and
Oh,
it was like, man, I can tell you, after my son's life, but we hightailed it, because we had just passed the hospital where I worked. Took him to the hospital. I throw him into the hands of a doctor that I work with. Here, this is what happened, and they checked him out, and he's okay. He was okay, but I was so upset with myself for not reacting.
right.
Yeah, and that really was the catalyst for something has to be done. I can't
Yep.
just re-up on my CPR, my first aid skills.
Right.
Something has to be done, because in that moment I went into shock and I didn't do anything.
Mhm. Yeah. So then so you came up with the CPR wrap. How did you come up with this like model of this, and how does it help prevent those things, people from panicking? I'm kind of envisioning in my mind, like if you've got this tool,
Yeah.
like the door is stuck, you need a tool to open the door. So you don't panic because you have the tool. So now we have a CPR wrap, so I don't have to panic in knowing how to do CPR necessarily. You probably still need some training there, but at least you've got this. So what, tell me how that came about, that this model worked for that.
Right. So of course it wasn't instantaneous, because life is life. You go on.
Yeah.
My main goal was taking care of my family. I was going through school at the same time, trying to get my
Okay.
doctorate in physical therapy, going to school, doing all the
Wow.
things, right? And I had a dream. I tell people I'm an innovator, but I'm a procrastinator, and those two don't mix, right? Because I come up with some
Yep.
right. I come up with some amazing things, but then they sit on the back burner for years. And
Oh my
oh my
gosh.
gosh, I remember this like I dreamt in color that evening, excuse me. And I remember this dream of seeing someone on the ground, CPR has been initiated, and there was a crowd of people around them. And it's like I'm hovering, I'm looking at this, from above, and I hone
Wow.
in on what's on this victim's chest. And I wake up. I kept a book by my bed at the time. And
Good for you.
I don't remember my dreams hardly, but this time I remembered exactly what it looked like. I traced it. I still have that drawing today.
Oh,
It is crazy. Yeah. I traced it, and it was like, okay, is this a sign? What am I supposed to do with this? And, of course, procrastination kicked in. Life is lifing. I'm doing my mom thing, my wife thing. And all of a sudden, I'm working in a hospital, being a physical therapist, treating patients. And I just had this innate need to bring that back out and do something with it. And
wow.
that's what I did. I quit my job, and I went all in to get this product made.
Wow. Good for you. Well, that is truly the definition of follow your
Oh yeah,
dreams.
literally.
That's awesome. I have very vivid dreams because I am the same way. I'm a creator. I have so many ideas, and I don't know what to do with them all. And Neela will tell you, they're not always good ones. I always say that a lot, but yeah, I have very vivid dreams. I can remember them, and colors mean certain things in dreams too. So it's very interesting work. So all right, so you draw this out. Now you have to go down the path of getting a prototype, getting it out on the market. How was that experience?
Oh my goodness. It was done. I never set out to be an entrepreneur, never set out to be, actually follow through on my inventions, because I never had. I'm working, and the only thing I cared about was at that time was taking care of my family.
Yeah.
And there's a group within our city in Chattanooga, the entrepreneurial ecosystem is called Launch Chattanooga. And they go into
Okay.
these communities, low income communities, minority communities, and, they help you build a business pretty much. And it's funny because I was in a book club, and one of the facilitators was one of the facilitators of Launch Chattanooga, was in my book club. And I'd tell them, oh, I have this great idea. And, it's this, is that. And they were like, Felicia, we've heard this time and time again. You're going to talk about it. It's time to put some action behind it. And so she invited me to her class, and I brought the little drawing and everything. And she said, you may be on to something. And that class cost $100. They broke it up, into payments, where, we can afford it. And I think we were in there for like 10 to 12 weeks. And that's where I started. And it was like, I became a business owner at the end. It was amazing.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so you've gone on to be Forbes 1000, Tory Burch. Wow, those are some high accolades. Congratulations on all of that.
Yes.
How was that experience going through Tory Burch?
It was amazing. It was amazing. Entrepreneurship can be, and people tell you all the time, it can be lonely. It can be physically and mentally tasking. But to have all of those people, it's mainly female entrepreneurs from all over the world, culminate, in this one group. And it's like, wow, I'm not alone. I mean, the businesses are agnostic. I mean, there are many, many, many different types of companies that are chosen, and they choose 50. And then she brings you to New York, where you finally meet these women that you've spoken to for over about a year. And you meet them, in this room, and it's just amazing. It's amazing. And then they have connections where they connect you to. They meet you where you are in your business to help you over whatever hurdles you're going through. So, and I talk to those women still today.
That's amazing. Awesome. Is that where you met Monica Fullerton? Is that part of the Tory Burch?
No, I met Monica prior to that. And I think we got connected through, it was a military spouse. It was a group. And it was like, I love what she was doing. And it's crazy because I don't know why I haven't, progressed with being in her, military spouse. I need to, but it was like we became fast friends, lifting each other up. And she is amazing.
She is amazing. Yeah. Absolutely. Love her.
Spousely,
She's just so inspirational. Absolutely. All right. So it's CPR Wrap is on the market. It's out there. People is it in stores? How do people get to it?
Right. So I want to meet people everywhere they are. We are working on a retail partnership. I can't say who just yet. I can't wait to announce that. That will be our first retail partnership. But we are on, I know, thank you. We are on Amazon.com. We have our own e-commerce platform, CPRWrap.com. We partner with apothecaries, pharmacies. And we just signed a contract where we're going to be in the UK. So it's going to be a CPR Wrap UK.
Wow. That is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Was that, I know you probably, some of this as an idea person, you're thinking, wow, this is bigger than I thought. But did you have was that part of the dream to be global?
Part of the dream, in all honesty, was to get this product, a tangible product, let people see it and sell the idea. Because it was like, I'm working. I don't have time for this. I'm still trying to take care of my family. There's no way. I don't know anything about manufacturing, mass production. But the more I got into it, the more I wanted to keep it close to me to get it to where it needed to be. I wanted to work on its own. I wanted to really grow on its own. And that it has. And one day we'll find a partnership that is that I'm comfortable with being acquired. That's my goal. Having CPR Wrap acquired and taken to where I can't take it to. But right now I'm having fun on this journey.
My gosh, Felicia, it sounds like you could take it anywhere you want at this point. You've done so much already. It's amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you, Robyn. It saved it saved lives, and that's, and it was like when I was waiting on that to happen. That's my major validation, when it was able to do what I made it to do, and it did.
Yeah. Is there a favorite story you've heard from a customer that's used it or had it but didn't have to use it? Or what's a favorite story you have from someone?
I know there's a lady, she has a heart condition, and she actually bought two, one to keep with her in her car and the other one to keep at her house. And she was at a game, I won't say a bingo game. I don't know what kind of game it was. It was like a fun place. And someone went into cardiac arrest. And she said no one was doing anything. They were standing around. And said she remembered she had her wrap in her purse and she threw it, use this. And they actually opened it up, placed it on the person, initiated CPR, and they were able to revive them. She said she wished she would have got the person's name to see, how they are, or if they survive. But just the fact that she was able to help revive someone with the product that I made, right? In that moment, that was somebody's father, son. I mean, somebody loved that person, and they had a second chance at life, and that was validating.
Wow. Yeah, very, very validating. That's amazing. So what's been the hardest part about you? You mentioned being an entrepreneur is very lonely. There's highs and lows, which I certainly can attest to.
Yeah.
But but we have a service. We don't have a product, and it's a totally different model. When you have a product, there's manufacturing, as you mentioned. So what's been the hardest part so far?
The hardest part is, because in my mind, this product should have been in every house, home, school, daycare when I first thought of it, right? But, brand awareness is big. If no one knows about, I don't care how good your product or service is, if no one knows about it, it's not going to go where it needs to go as quickly as you want it to.
Yes.
And being that I do have a product, I need money to get them made, for the marketing and all this other stuff.
So finding a manufacturer, like somebody that you trust that can make this product for you. Now, the service business, our AI is already built, so we had to go through that kind of struggle, but we don't have to constantly keep, manufacturing something like you do. So have you found someone that you trust now that you've got a good process? Is it made here in the US or is it made overseas?
Yes, that was one of the first things I had to do. And I found a book called thomasnet.com. They have tons of manufacturers all around the U.S., all around the world. I mean, you can find materials, manufacturers, different type of partners. And, I just, once I had my patents, it was like, now I can tell people about it. I can talk about it and find the partnerships. And I do have 2 manufacturers. They're U.S. based, but they do have other factors in other countries.
Sure.
So, we do.
So you have a patent. That's amazing, too.
Yes.
I've heard that's an expensive process. Is it expensive?
It can be. It can be. Yeah. So what I did was, because I was a micro entity and I didn't initially have the money, I initiated that patent process application myself. Google was my best friend in the beginning.
Okay.
It was. So what would normally take someone $2,000 to $5,000 cost me $50.
What?
It did.
Wow.
It did. And that gave me the ability to say my product was patent pending. But then when I wanted to get the whole patent process started, which was a 12-month process, I had to get that money from somewhere and get a patent lawyer. So, yeah.
Wow. Another hurdle, another barrier to get over. So, it sounds like you traversed that well. So congratulations.
Thank you.
So what's next for CPR Wrap? You're in the UK. You've got this retail deal coming up.
Yes.
What's next?
Global domination. I tell people. Woo! We are trying to be in every home, business, car. We want to be as common as the Band-Aid, as a fire extinguisher, right? So that's
every first aid kit should have a CPR wrap.
Exactly.
Let's go, Johnson & Johnson. Come on.
Robyn, we know that. We just have to let them know that, right? So that's my goal. It's a massive goal, and I think with the right partners, we'll get there.
Yeah, absolutely. No question. Yeah. Have you, I'm sure you've heard of Shark Tank. Have you thought about going on Shark Tank?
I have. I've applied so many times, but I was on a show. I know. I was on a show last year called, it was Amazon Prime. It was called Buy It Now. Okay. And I won for my segment. The judges were Gwyneth Paltrow, Jamie Siminoff, who's the inventor ring. Yes, it was amazing. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Now, I've heard we've had several ladies on that have been on that you trust that can make this product for you. Now, the best service business, we're our best AI's already built, so we don't have we had to go through that. Even if you don't get a deal, We don't
like,
have to
you're
constantly
on national TV.
People are going to hear about
something
the product
like
that, you're out there. I know they don't like service businesses, so it's not something I would ever do. But anyway, just curious about that. So what has been the best part? How old are your kids now?
So my children are now they're, and don't laugh at me because when I turned 50, it was like my mind just did this crazy thing. I have a 26-year-old, a 30-year-old, and a 32-year-old.
Wow. Okay. So this happened to your son a long time ago. Wow. And good for you for keeping on this and keeping this idea going.
Yeah.
It's just another testament to follow your dreams, but it's never too late. There's always a way for you to get something out there like this. So what do your kids think about you being an entrepreneur? What have their kind of what's their thoughts been watching you go through this journey?
They love it. They love it. One of my daughters, she actually went to school to get her degree in entrepreneurship and business management, and she's actually my chief of staff. So I know. I want to bring them in too. They see how hard mommy works. They see the highs, they see the lows, and I think what's making me strong is making them strong too.
Yeah, for you.
We don't have to constantly keep.
Well, I think we're almost out of time
manufacturing something
let's close
like you
out
do.
with
So
have you found someone that you trust? I know that you've got a good story that you told about the lady at the bingo game. That's got to be one of the highlights. But what's one of the best things about being an entrepreneur and having this product out there?
One of the best things is seeing it grow. I get a lot of emails from people telling me, and it's not all fun. It's not all happiness. It's loss. I lost my baby. I cry about this a lot. I lost my baby. My husband left. He was CPR certified. I didn't know what to do. And we lost our child. And the next day they saw my commercial about CPR Wrap. And it was like, what if?
Right.
But knowing that I do have a product that I can get out there that can change lives, save lives, that's the best thing. I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. To get this product out there, and we're going to make it happen.
Awesome. Good for you. Well, how can the community help?
I say word of mouth is amazing. It's when everyone talks about something, eventually it's going to go viral. And we had that viral moment once on TikTok. 11 million people saw the product. Wow. And my company was prevented. Yeah, I was getting ready to close my doors, Robyn. But because they saw and they purchased and they gave and they just showed that they cared about the other person, about saving lives. My company was saved. Wow. And from that viral video, that's where the 2 lives were saved. So just tell people about it. Let people know about it and spread the word.
Awesome. Felicia, thank you so much. Thank you for all that you're doing. I absolutely love it. And I'm so proud to know you. So thank you. And if we can do anything to help, let us know.
Thank you so much.